now go back to what you, now they're doing the war because the Rothschilds always fund both sides of the war. So that's why I was saying, reading the blessing in Genesis 25 and 39 and 40, all right?
It says, Amschel Rothschild is reported to have said, give me control of the economics of the country, and I care not who makes the laws. What the world price of gold will be, Federal Reserve System will do with America's finances.
So they controlling the substance and the finances. You see, that's the blessing. All right, continue. What page?
It says this is page 3. This is in 1836. Sevi Kosker approached Rothschild and proposed Rothschild by all of Arez, Israel.
Alright, now this guy right here, Sevi Hertscher, if we pronouncing it right, Salakia if we ain't pronouncing it right. This guy right here in 1836, he was a so-called Jew, who wanted to see them rats in the land of Palestine, okay? He wanted them to prosper in the land of Palestine. That was a rat right there, a so-called Jew. And what he wanted was for the so-called Jews to get in their land and be able to prosper, you see, and use the Rothschilds as them controlling the political scene, everything political, govern everything political. Okay, that's who that guy is. All right.
It says it took many years for Rothschilds to finally create Israel.
What?
It took many years for the Rothschilds to finally create Israel.
So that's why I was reading in Ezekiel that they was gonna possess that land according to the prophecy. So right there, this information right here, it let you know that the Rothschilds brought forth Israel when it was laid desolate. That's why I was going into the Crusades. You see? That's why I was going into the Crusades, because after them Crusades, after we fell, I was speculating. When I was saying it was like 8 or 9, I was speculating. But when I looked it up, it was about 8 or 9. Okay, during them Crusades, and what we was trying to do was take back the land of Palestine, and crusades meaning bear the cross. Okay, so we was trying to take back the land of Palestine, but the Muslims, Muhammad them, they ended up controlling it after we failed. Sometimes we won the wars in the Crusades and got the land. Sometimes we failed, but it was a constant war. Okay, and then when we failed, when we failed as a nation of people over there in Europe, them Rothschilds and them bankers and them so-called Jews and rats, they controlled the transatlantic slave trade, and we ended up all the way over here. And then them Rothschilds went back, laid on down the line. Them Edomites went back, laid on down the line, and they brought forth Israel that was laid flat. Okay? All right, read that again.
It says, the Rothschilds have been, go back, Salakia. It says, it took many years for Rothschilds to finally create Israel. The Rothschilds have been a primarily force behind the creation of Israel.
So when we tell you the Rothschilds own Israel, that's what it is. When we throw out them names, the DuPonts, the Gettys, the Warburgs, the Oppenheimers, names like that, those are the banking families. Those are part of them 13 banking families that control the world. And the Rothschilds in the head of it. Those are the elites. So when we throw them names out there, those names are being thrown out there so you can go research and find out, so you won't know we talking out, so you won't be thinking we talking out the side of our neck and we out here yelling and just talking crazy and don't know what we talking about. All right?
It says, The Rothschilds have been the primary force behind the creation of Israel. And so it is appropriate that the nations carry their magical seal of Solomon as the state logo.
Yeah, that's it on that. Everything that's
It says the Round Table Group.
What page you on?
This is page 6. The Round Table Group was extended after World War I. Royal Institute of International Affairs. Council of the Foreign Relations.
Council of the Foreign Relations. That's in America. All right.
Was America's part in this front.
See that? So that Council of Foreign Relations is a front in America. A front set up for the Rothschilds. All right.
The RIIA, the CRF, Institute of Pacific Relations. The Rothschilds, in fact, over time were entrusted with the bulk of the Vatican's wealth.
What?
With the bulk of the Vatican's wealth.
With the bulk of the Vatican's wealth. So Rothschilds own the Vatican. The Roman Catholic system. Rothschilds own that. Okay? Oh, get your start up there.
We're right there.
Yeah.
It says early in the 19th century, the Pope came to the Rothschilds to borrow money. The Rothschilds were very friendly with the Pope, causing one journalist to sarcastically say, Rothschilds has kissed the hand of the Pope. Order has at last been reestablished. The Rothschilds, in the fact, over time, were entrusted with the bulk of the Vatican's wealth. The Jewish Encyclical, Volume 2, page 497 states, it is a somewhat curious sequel to attempt to set up a Catholic competitor to the Rothschilds that at this present time, the latter and the guardians of the papal treasure, researcher Eustace Mullins. Eustace Mullins.
Yeah, Eustace Mullins bring out a lot of information on how that Federal Reserve is not controlled by America. And he bring out a bunch of other information about how the Rothschilds control everything. So that's a key name, man. You brothers need to YouTube Eustace Mullins and listen to some of the things he say. All right? Some of the things he say. I didn't say all of it, some of it. All right?
And if you want to YouTube it, his name is spelled Eustice Mullins, Mullins. It says he writes that the Rothschilds took over all financial operations of the worldwide Catholic Church in 1823.
So what was you niggas at in 1823? Slavery. So while you was in slavery, Rothschild was behind the scene building up his empire. While you 2/3 was over here, and the rest of the brothers, the elect men, was over here going through slavery, Rothschild was fulfilling prophecy, trying to get back that land. You see? Alright.
The great wealth of the Russian czars was entrusted to the Rothschilds, 35 million with the Rothschilds Bank of England and 80 million in the Rothschilds Parish Bank.
That's over 100 million right there. So they going big while y'all was in slavery. That's why the Most High say the wicked shall not go unpunished, man. Alright.
The Mountbattens, who are related to the Rothschilds, led the court battles to prevent.
Where you at?
Right here.
Those are the don't read that again.
The Mountbattens.
Those are the Britain, the so-called royal family. That's who that go back to, because the Rothschild control them. The Queen of England and all them. You see? That's who that goes back to. All right.
Who are related to the Rothschilds, led the court battles to prevent the claimants from withdrawing any of the fortunes.
Yeah, because the Tsars, I think the Tsars, if I ain't mistaken, the Tsars was Jakes that was ruling in Russia.
gold, but by grabbing the huge deposit of the Tsar's wealth, the Rothschilds gained what is now worth over $50 billion.
That was then. They say the Rothschild over 500 trillion. They say they worth over 500 trillion. So you niggas getting Federal Reserve notes while they got the gold. But you don't know nothing, man. You don't know nothing. You people don't know nothing, man. And you think the brothers on the highway and the byways, when we tell you these Obama ain't shit, you look at us like we crazy. Reason why you look at us like we crazy, because you don't know what's going on. You blind to what's going on. Alright?
This page 7. Initially, sabotage was rejected by many Jews.
Now he was a so-called, what do you say?
Sabotage, survive?
Yeah, so he was a so-called Jew who was saying he was the Messiah. You see, he was a so-called Jew over there in Poland saying he was the Messiah. A rat. Alright?
It says, his sect gained momentum in the second half of the 17th century in southeast Poland. It says, when Germany fell, not only did Rothschild's agents draft the treaty, prepared the idea of the League of Nations.
Oh, the League of Nations. What's another name for the League of Nations? The EU. You see? Alright.
But Max Rothschild was one of 11 men who took control over Bavaria. Bavaria is southern Germany.
Yeah. Good.
It says the Rothschilds were financed by Cecil Rhodes beginning in Africa.
Oh, Cecil Rhodes, we gonna read a little history on him, but that's in Southern Africa. Okay? He was controlling the diamonds and the mining in Southern Africa. Alright, read that right there. Cecil Rhodes, a little history on him.
Rhodes in South Africa was named after him. He is the founder. Rothschild.
Yeah, Rothschild. The land of Rothschild
in South Africa was named after him.
Yeah, was named after him. That was a so-called I think it was a German or a so-called British man. Okay? Alright?
He is the founder of South African country, De Beers.
De Beers, which is a diamond company. Okay?
He also set up provisions for the Rhodes Scholarship.
For the Rhodes Scholarship. So it's a lot of people control through what's his name? Cecil Rhodes. When he took over that South Africa in that diamond district, a lot of people got that scholarship, which was controlled by the Rothschilds and funded by him. That people go to Yale, go to them high prestige so-called colleges. Okay,
He also set up provisions for the Rhodes Scholarship.
Yeah, for the Rhodes Scholarship. So all that was set up by the Rothschild, by the elites. Okay? Which you don't even know that. But now you know through the spirit of the Most High and His Son.
It says the original Rockefeller made his money selling narcotics.
Oh, the original Rockefellers made their money selling narcotics. That's why that's another reason why they put chemtrails in the sky, to break down Jake's immune system and to kill the herbs that's on the earth so you can take them narcotics, because guess what? The Rockefellers control the pharmaceutical companies and the hospitals. You see? That's another reason why them chemtrails, they spray chemtrails on the earth to mess up the herbs, because they can't patent them herbs, but they can patent them drugs. Alright? So you can be mummified in zombies. and put in that spell. You see?
It says the original Rockefeller made his money selling narcotics. The Rothschilds' capital that made the Rockefeller so powerful. Edward Herman, railroads, and Andrew Carnegie still.
Yeah, the ones who they got on the History Channel, they got a documentary about the ones who built America. So they were funded by the Rothschilds. Them Carnegies were funded by the Rothschilds. J.P. Morgan.
Yeah.
So when we throw out them names, the DuPonts, the Gettys, the Warburg, those are them bankers. They so-called Jews who own everything, and the Rothschilds are in the head of them, man.
It says National Student Forum was John Rothschild. One of the aims of the socialist group was to promote public nudity and free love.
Yeah.
It says Radcliffe Liberal Club, the theological seminary.
Oh, that's why them so-called pastors go to them theologian schools to study religion, because the Rothschild funded all that, and them so-called Jews funded all that, and put that together to tell them what they can bring out and what they can't bring out, and teach the masses to basically go against the Most High and His Son, Yahweh Shema Shah. You see, read that again. That's why T.D. Jakes, Crooked Creflo Dollar, who else? Eddie Long, who else? Joe Osteen. They all in cahoots, man. They all in cahoots with what the Rothschilds set up, man. And the rest of them are Baptist, Methodist, Pentecostal. Those are offsprings of the Roman Catholic Church. And our people flock to that madness when it's being controlled by the elites. Alright?
It says one of the aims of the socialist group was to promote public nudity and free love. Radcliffe Liberal Club, Theological Seminary Contemporary Club, Yale Liberal Club. Page 9.
Hold on. Revelation. Hold on. Revelations 12 and 16. I think it's Revelation 12 and 16.
And the earth heaven the woman, and the earth opened her mouth.
Yeah. Hold on.
Revelations 12 and 15.
Right.
And the serpent cast out of the mouth.
Who is the serpent? First and foremost, they go back to Cain, and then it jumps to America. Okay? And who controls America? The Rothschilds. So the serpent, by him casting out that flood with them theologian schools and bamboozling Jake, that's part of that flood, them philosophers.
And the serpent cast out of his mouth water as a flood after the woman.
That's them philosophers. And the woman is the nation of Israel. Alright?
That he might cause her to be carried away of the flood.
Carried away with the flood. That's why our people don't know who they are. You see? That's why our people, when we out here speaking, they look at us like we crazy, because they've been carried away with the flood. Or that theologian doctrine that the serpent, Esau, the devil that the Bible speaks of, have put on the earth. You see? Read that again, huh?
And the serpent cast out of his mouth water as a flow after the woman, that he might cause her to be carried away of the flood.
Gun.
And the earth helpeth the woman, and the earth opened her mouth and swallowed up the flood with the dragon cast out of his mouth.
Yeah, that's why we know about things like this. The Nature Know No Color line by J.A. Rogers, because the earth have brought forth history of how we used to rule and how we're the children of the Most High and His Son, the nation of Israel. Okay, how we were ruling over there in Europe. You got French, Dutch, Belgian families with Negro names of Negroes. You see? So that's part of the earth helping the woman, which the woman is the nation of Israel. All right, and it's a coat of arms, man. So they created them theologian schools to blind Israel, man, according to the prophecies. You see? It says families of Negro origin, Upper Holland, Center and Middle Portuguese, and the other Germans. See there? So you had Negroes all over in them places, ruling. So that's okay.
This is page 9 talking about the Allies. This is the Rothschilds, the Rockefellers, 2 of 13, the Oppenheimers. This bond finance in part by the Rothschilds paid the Satanist and the Mason Karl Marx to write the Communist Manifesto.
Yeah, the Communist Manifesto. Read that again.
It says, this boom financed in part by the Rothschilds paid the Satanist and Mason Karl Marx to write the Communist Manifesto. It says, Harry Oppenheimer, an international banker, is chairman of the Jewish De Beers worldwide diamond monopoly.
So that goes back into South Africa. You see how they control South Africa, and that's telling you them so-called Jews own the diamond district. Those are the Rothschild allies, and they run around here saying they Jews. Give me Revelations 2 and 9. Read Revelation 2 and 9.
Revelations 2 and 9. I know thy works and tribulations and poverty, but thou art rich, and I know the blasphemy of them which say they are Jews and are not, but are the synagogues of Satan.
They're the chief house of Satan. You see? So them Rothschilds and them so-called Jews going into Judaism, which is Babylonian worship. Those are not the real Jews. The real Jews are the Negroes spread throughout the four corners of the globe. You see? The so-called African Americans. Okay? Read what you read that again. Read that again.
Revelations 2 and 9. I know thy works and tribulations and poverty, but thou art rich, and I know the blasphemy of them which say.
Read it again. Read it again.
Revelations 2 and 8.
Slow down.
2 and 9. I know thy works and tribulations.
The works and tribulations. The Most High know our works and tribulations, what we going through as a nation of people. And He know the tribulation of how you got demons that's coming amongst us trying to pervert the truth. And trying to sabotage the truth. You see, of the Most High word. Okay? He know the tribulation that we going through as a nation of people. The truth is the Holy Bible, the King James Bible.